Obviously early neither team shot the ball very well. And as poorly as we played offensively, I felt pretty good with 7 minutes ago or so. I think it was 16-15. And then they score, 23 points in 11 possessions to end the half. And we never recovered from that. And, really didn't have an answer for Pryor or Peak. They were really good, and obviously we're fighting a lot of adversity right now, and we'll find out a lot about ourselves in the coming week or so. We've lost a good player. We've got some guys hurt. We've got some guys fighting the flu. But we have to be able to kind of corral that adversity and try to use it to our advantage, and understand when you're not at full strength, your execution needs to be at another level. And we're going to need some young guys to grow up really fast. I talked to Justin walking down here. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to make freshman mistakes for us to progress like we need to progress, and that's not fair to him because he's a freshman. He's 19 years old. He's supposed to be able to make those mistakes. But our margin for error is different now than it was before. So everybody's got to do a little more. Everybody's got to get a little bit better. But what I know for sure is this group will stick together. They care. They'll work. They're not going to point fingers. We'll get back on the practice floor tomorrow and get ready for DePaul.
Questions for Justin first.
And how hard did the game become without Watson? How easy did he make it for you before his injury?
Maurice is a really good player, and it's not just me. He made the game easier for Coach Mack, me, and all my other teammates. But it hasn't really. It's been hard because we need to find a different way. And when we stepped on campus June 6th this year, we didn't know what type of team we were, and then we figured it out. And then when we lost Maurice, it's like we're back in that same position again. So it's just finding ourselves again and having somebody step up and fill that position and make the right plays.
Warriors are one of the better rebounding teams in the Big East. They won the battle of the boards tonight by 11. What do you feel the difference was in the glass?
Just toughness and just execution and knowing you got to box out. We knew coming into this game that this is not a good rebounding team, and our job was to go offensive rebound, defensive rebound, and then we didn't do that, and then that's the case in this game. So we just got to execute that and just be tougher.
How have you been handling your own personal notoriety? Pretty much everybody in America now knows who you are.
Just the same. I just get a little bit more notifications on my phone. And I'm just the same person. Just trying to enjoy this and have fun.
Justin, what do you very much in the stretch at the end of the first half defensively where they were off? They kind of built the lead. What did you notice from your side, from your guys defensively in that stretch?
I noticed, in the first stretch, I noticed that we were executing and we followed the scouting report, and then we just lost focus. And we've done that before in like late shot clock, but we've starting to do it a little earlier now. But we just stopped executing and we just didn't follow the scouting report. We were supposed to go over some screens and we didn't. So we just lost focus.
Take two more for Justin.
What was the challenge with dealing with Pryor and Pete, two guys on the wing that couldn't score and they had to come in today?
They had a good team. Like Georgetown's a really good team. We pride ourselves on defense, and we just really didn't defend it today as good as we want to. And I know when we get back on the practice floor, we'll work on that and we'll get better.
They start Hayes and then quickly went to Govan. They're two different types of big men. Did that alter anything for you guys when they went from one to the other? Govan seemed to come in and have some immediate success.
Yeah, referring to the scouting report again, we were going to play them two different ways. It's just being focused and knowing how we're going to play each player.
Justin, just offensively, I mean, it's a different team, a different matchup, but you guys had such a good performance, or at least productive performance against Marquette. What do you think the difference was today, just in terms of putting the ball in basket?
I don't know about our percentage of shooting, but we didn't really shoot it good coming out. Neither teams did, but we just need to move the ball and just have fun and play Creighton basketball, which we know how to do. We just got to get back to it, and if we play together without Maurice a little bit longer, we'll be fine. We're just rebuilding right now, and we got to still have fun and enjoy the process.
Thanks, Justin. You can go. He'll take it. Questions for Greg McDermott.
Coach, last game, Ed Kalu's talking about how great this league is, and it's hard to beat anyone. They've been really well against Georgetown. they've done really well against you. He talked about certain teams just have certain matchups. What is it about Georgetown that you guys have sort of struggled with over the years?
We lost a big lead here last year, beat them at our place. So I don't know that we struggled with them last year.
Well, just overall in the Big East.
Yeah, I mean, they're physical, they're long, they're athletic, obviously really well coached. And, their length obviously presented some problems for us tonight. We get pretty small in that guard court at times. And, Pryor and Peak at times were able to just rise up over top of us and score and also hurt us on the backboard. So, we've got to be more efficient, fundamental with what we do.
When they blitzed your ball screen action, top of the key, they had success, but then when your guys rejected it, that you kind of nullified that. Is that what you told your guys do reject the screen?
Yeah, just be patient. We got in such a hurry, and again, you're rolling some young guys out there in that situation that haven't been in that situation before. But you have to use that pressure against them, and we allowed it to impact us in a negative way.
Justin mentioned the idea of you start back in camp, so to speak, trying to figure out who you guys are, then you figure it out. Now with Maurice, how you have to change it and saying maybe you're almost back to starting from that point. Does it feel like it's a takedown, start over, or do you just have to kind of, here's where we are and how do we kind of just figure it out?
Well, I don't think you can take down and start over, but we certainly have to tweak because you're losing we lost a big part of our offense, but he's also a big part of our defense. So we've got to have guys step up and play better. And some guys are being asked to play a role they haven't had to play at any point in their career. And that's difficult to do in late January, but it's going to have to happen. So we're going to keep working. We're going to continue to believe in one another. That group will not point fingers. I know that for a fact. And we'll get back to the practice floor and get to work.
Do you feel offensively that there's been some, you feel like there's some carryover from Xavier to Marquette to now? Are you still kind of tinkering or adjusting as a team?
Yeah, no question. We're juggling personnel. Obviously, you saw it today. Just trying to find the best group out there together, and it might be a different group in a different situation in a different game. Tyler was probably a little bit better tonight than the other two, and Davion was really good against Marquette. Z was really good against Xavier. But they're all being asked to play a role they didn't think they were going to be playing, and it's they just all have to keep working and the ball needs to move. It can't stick for us right now. Obviously, Justin's playing a bigger part. He's getting more touches. We're playing through him some, and then we've got guys that are being put into decision-making situations that weren't in decision-making situations because most of those were made by Maurice. And tonight we made, and especially in space, we made some foolish turnovers that turned into easy baskets for Georgetown on the other end.
3 more.
I know Georgetown obviously typically plays pretty tough or pretty hard under J2-3, but did you sense, considering where they're at, maybe some more desperation from them coming out, knowing how they kind of really needed to get
No, it was a rock, rock fight early. Nobody could make a shot. And I think both teams probably got decent shots. It wasn't like there was a ton of turnovers in the first 12 or 13 minutes of the game. There weren't a ton of fouls. We had some decent shots we didn't make. They had some decent shots they didn't make. Both teams really had an opportunity there to create some separation. Had one of the teams made some shots in the first 12 minutes of the game, and neither team did. And then unfortunately we had some pretty severe defensive breakdowns because a lot of their run were layups and dunks. I think Pryor hit a couple threes during that stretch, but a lot of it was fueled by things around the basket.
Just what you see from Jansen, I know.
He was.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. I just, with a 17, 18 point deficit, I'm not going to take a chance and give that thing a little more time to heal. And Toby's playing on one leg and Cole's playing on one leg, so we've got it patched together right now.
Even without Watson, you guys want some early, quick offense. Instead of him dribbling the ball, you're hitting your head now. How far along in that progression are you to where the guys will make good decisions?
We're getting there. They're understanding, what we need to do. I thought some on occasion tonight we may be attacked when we didn't have an advantage to attack, and again we've just got to learn because in the past Maurice had the basketball and he was making those decisions, and now Marcus and Kyrie have it a little bit more. And we want them to be aggressive, but you want to be aggressive when it's in your favor. And at times we were too aggressive tonight when the numbers said that we shouldn't have been aggressive. And you get in the film room and you learn from that.